Hello, Bitcoin universe. It's the Bitcoin miner here. Hope you guys are having a good day. Well, the question that I am asked the most is how much Bitcoin can I earn if I decide to start mining? How much does it cost? How fast will I get my money back? So I decided to go ahead and see if we can't answer that question today in this video. So we're going to open up this calculator here. This is coinwars.com, and I like their calculator. It seems to be very accurate. They do have a lot of advertisements, but it is what it is. Speaking of advertisement, I didn't actually do this on purpose. The former congressman gets ready for financial martial law. Well, wow. Talk about great timing to talk about Bitcoin. well, here we go. This is a good way to invest. Anyways, that's not what the video is about. It's just dumb luck. So, right now, Bitcoin is worth $677.06. It is, we're going to go over here. Today's date.
It is Monday, the 4th of July, 2016.
There you go, guys. So we're going to go back to the calculator. So we're going to go ahead and put some numbers in this and start doing some calculations. So an Antminer S7 produces this number right here, 4,000, about just under 5,000 terahashes. So 4,730 is pretty accurate. The wattage used is about 1,300. That's pretty accurate as well. We're going to use 10 cents for the kilowatt cost. The block reward, we're going to leave that at 25 for right now. Here's the Bitcoin difficulty, which is also going to be changing soon. It actually changes every 2 weeks, just to explain that. This is the dollar amount, and this is your hardware cost. So for now, we're going to run through a lot of scenarios and try to help give you some, maybe help cover your bases, so give you guys a good broad idea of if this is going to be a profitable or good idea for you. So one Antminer S7 costs about, let's just put in here $600. I don't even think they're that much. Let's put $500. And click calculate. And we'll scroll down here just a little bit. So one Antminer S7 has the capability or the odds of generating one block. Like, let's say you wanted to go solo mining. You didn't join a pool. This video, let's just say that you know the basics. So you know what a pool is and you know what solo mining is. Solo mining, it would take you 2,200 and some days. That's a lot of years. So, and then you have to generate days. Okay, so every 88 days you can generate 1 Bitcoin. That's actually not bad. So in 100 days you can get your money back from your hardware costs. Actually, that's not bad at all. In about 3 months. So hourly is not so important. Daily, let's look at weekly. So you can get almost 1/10 or 1/8 of a Bitcoin every week, and you would get about 34% of a Bitcoin every month. So yeah, you would get a Bitcoin about every 3 months with one Antminer S7. Now you have to keep in mind that this is the current difficulty, the current block exchange rate of 25, and this price with the hardware cost. So now we're going to change this and go look at an Antminer S9, which will produce about, let's just say, 12,000. Let's put another 0 in here. Okay, and it actually is the exact same wattage, relatively. We'll leave the power cost the same, everything else the same. We're going to go ahead and click calculate. Oh, we got to change the hardware cost to about, we'll just go ahead and put 1,900 in for now. Calculate. Okay, so let's scroll down. So as you can tell, you can get a block much quicker with this machine. It's a lot more powerful, 846 days, but still not worth solo mining in my opinion. I think you're better off to go with pools. So using a pool system, you can actually generate 1 BTC almost every month. You'll break even in just a few more days. So this machine is very powerful. You can actually, it's almost 3 times, yeah, less than 3 times as powerful as the Antminer S7. But you're saving a lot of money in power costs. For the same amount of power, does this give us the power? No, not that I see. Pool cost. Yeah, here we go. Power costs. So every month it's going to cost you 93 for versus. Let's go back 1 or 2. Excuse me. So yeah, you're only going to produce for right now's prices, which don't matter too much. $231 for $93 for power costs. If we go back to the S9, see, you're going to have the potential of producing $600 for $93. So it's a drastic difference. The S9s really seems to be worth it now that I'm looking at this calculator with you guys. But there's a lot more to this. So now let's look. This is only at this point in time. Our difficulty is going to change every 2 weeks, as I mentioned earlier, and this blocking, the block halving is going to go in half. So we're only going to get the reward. It's going to go to 12.5. That's going to happen July 9th. But at the same time, when that happens, relatively, the value should go up. So it should wash each other out. If not, we should see a spike here coming up soon. So now let's go over here to BitcoinWisdom.com, and we're going to look at the estimated difficulty of the block. And what you're looking at is this green line right here. As you can see, every 2 weeks, which is about to hit here in 20 hours, the difficulty will jump to that green line. We're expecting a 1.5% increase. So let's take this number, copy it, come back over here, oops, and see what an Antminer S9 will do with the new difficulty. Okay. So, yeah, the difficulty changed it a little bit. It's definitely down. Backspace just a little bit. Go forward, 112 days to break even. 114 days. So it added about 2 extra days by adding the difficulty. And you have to remember that's going to happen every 2 weeks. Now, this is also going to happen. But again, this dollar amount should go up when that happens. So let's just say that this goes to twice as much, 1,200, which in reality it should be able to, even with that halving. Okay, so even with the halving coming up and the Bitcoin difficulty changing, you can still get your return on money in 122 days, 23 days. Wow, those machines are really powerful, actually. So in theory, one machine will the next 30 days will produce $550 for you minus $100 for power. Your profit is going to be $460. It is going to take you, again, 123 days to get your money back on this. But we need to keep changing the difficulty every 2 weeks. Let's go back to this chart. Sometimes it can jump higher, as you can see. So it can maybe go up 3%. So yeah, let's play it safe. Let's say 150 days to get your money back. So now let's convert this back over to an Antminer S7. $4.7, same power wattage. We'll leave this. Hardware costs can go to $500 because they're much cheaper. Okay. So, yeah, I don't remember the exact days, but it's about the same, 2,200 something, 124 days. So they're really about the same break-even points for the Antminer S9 versus the Antminer S7. It's, I guess, really at this point, it's a matter of how much money you want to put into it. Do you want to put $500 into it? Do you want to put $2,000 into it? I mean, but then again, we're also banking on this number doubling what today's rate is. So in theory, you have supply and demand. If you ask me, in my personal opinion, is if you cut the supply in half, the value is going to easily double, if not go up triple. That's just simple mathematics to me. But again, I can't guarantee anything. This is just totally, my personal opinion. But I do feel that this could be the price. So I do believe it is still sustainable to get into Bitcoin mining right now, even with the halving going on, even with the difficulty going on. And hopefully this will give you a good example of how this calculator works. And we can even tune this a lot more for each individual, and we'll start showing you how to do so. So the first thing that you're really going to want to do to tune this for yourself, and is it going to be profitable, is find your state. We got to figure out how much you're going to pay per kilowatt. This is just the average. You may be in a bubble, you may pay a little bit more somewhere. You really need to research your exact area to get this exactly. But this is going to give you a relative idea of what the average is in your state. And this website, hopefully you guys can get all this from the screen capture. I can also put the links down at the bottom. But this is neo.ne.gov. Again, I'll put the links down at the bottom. But so if you live in any one of these states right here, you guys should strongly think about Bitcoin mining. You've got really, really cheap power. I personally live in North Carolina, which is 9.3, which is not bad. I'm not complaining either. So again, make sure to check this list out, guys. I'll scroll it for the videos so that you can look. Hawaii's power is very expensive. Alaska, of course. Connecticut. Not sure why Connecticut's up there. Rhode Island. But anyhow, here you go. These are the average power costs per kilowatt. So pick your state, take this number, put it in here. So let's just say North Carolina. I was actually 0.93, I think it was. Yeah, 0.9, excuse me. Yeah, this is cents per kilowatt. So you're actually only going to pay 0.93. They even get into like the micro decimals here, but whatever. Oh, they only go to 2 decimals. Okay, well, the calculator doesn't do that. You only need the 0.9, but still. So you can see it lowered my power cost from closer to 100 to 87. So it makes a big difference on how much you actually pay for power, because you have to remember you're drawing this 24 hours a day. Both machines use about the same wattage. Pool fees. Okay, here we'll use F2 Pool. What their fees example? They use 3%. To me, I don't. I think 3% is pretty high. I don't use this pool, but I use other pools. You can check out my other videos, and we can go into that later on and see what pools I personally use. But let's just go ahead and put 3% in here. Let's see what kind of difference it makes. Yeah, see, nothing. It's chump change. All right. Now I've showed you guys how to put the power in. I showed you the Bitcoin difficulty. We've showed you how to change the block reward because we know this is coming up very soon. And I do truly believe we'll see when we go back and look at this video a couple months from now that I think this is probably going to be a good settled down number area. I do think we could hit 2,000. I think we can settle around 1,000, low 1,000, 1,200 range. And I think it will slowly creep from there as it balances out. But I think the true value should be closer to 2,000. Again, personal opinion. All right, guys, let's move on to the next part. So I wanted to also show you this. Just to show you why I don't like the F2 pools much. This is what you should be getting paid per kilowatt. Well, excuse me. Actually, I'm not 100% sure about the exact. This is milliwatt. How this breaks down. I think this is per terawatt, or excuse me, terahash. Is 0.002401. So if we go over here and look at F2 pool, they actually will pay you. Where is it? Here it is, right here. 0.0023. So, as you can tell, you're actually getting paid less than what you really should be already just by mining with them. If you use with some of the other pools, you really need to do your homework on this. But there's better pools out there where you can actually get more than this for it. Alright, guys. I think I rambled on a lot at the end, and I hope I helped explain to you what how much you can make, and how you can actually do this and grow. You can grow. You can have several Antminer S9s. You could have several Antminer S7s. But hopefully, this gives you a good explanation. See you guys. Talk to you later on. Bye.